Pizza is on the rise, and fast casual pizza continues to be a sector that is having difficulty figuring itself out. While the idea of fast casual or Chipotle-style pizza is one that has taken over the landscape with many new entrants, it's the unique pizza offerings that are the ones that are resonating with an emerging set of millennials. Two Boots emerged as a special recipe for success from Phil Hartman, an NYC business icon, in 1987. It was New York that was the genesis of this special type of quirky approach to pizza that still resonates today. We had a chance to meet up with Phil in the Athens of the South, Nashville. When we visited Phil, we had a chance to see the style and taste and quirky side of Two Boots. Fast Casual now boasts over 80 pizza concepts, but more importantly, it is the only one of the sectors that is showing audience traffic increase in the past few quarters of 2016. Will pizza stand the test of time as the food of choice, going into a questionable economic period in our country? Only time will tell, but if time is the test, Two Boots leads the way as one of the early players in the business with its differentiation and stylish approach to something as simple but yet still complex as pizza. All right, so welcome to another episode of Fast Casual Nation. We're in Nashville, and I've got Sam and Phil. Of course, you guys are the kingpins of sliced pizza, so I hear.
When we came to Nashville, the concept of a slice of pizza was really exotic. They ran a feature on the local TV station that walked people through the process.
Yes.
What do? You come in, you look in the display case, you point to the pizza you want, they put it in the oven, you wait a minute. And even today, when I was working the counter for a minute, there are people come in who've never been in this kind of slice place before.
Okay, so you guys have how many units now? 16, is that what I...
We have 16. We're in Los Angeles, Nashville, Baltimore. We're building in DC now.
Right.
But born and bred in the Lower East Side of New York.
Yeah, so of course New York is really famous for obviously sliced pizza and kind of the evolution, but you kind of really taken it to another level with what you guys are doing in terms of quality, the whole experience and the environment, the vibe you get here at Two Boots. What was kind of the vision there when you started this?
Well, we had a Cajun restaurant in New York. It was the first Cajun place in Manhattan. It had kind of brought Paul Prudhomme's recipes to the city for the first time, and it was kind of it's a tiny little joint on the Bowery, and it became kind of a phenomenon. But it was like a Wild West show in there, like crazy stuff. This is in the 80s. My partner and I decided that we wanted something a little more civilized, so we took the Cajun cooking and combined it with pizza and beer, which we really loved. We're called Two Boots because everyone knows Italy is shaped like a boot.
Right.
But Louisiana, if you're in the right condition and you look at the map, also looks like a boot, like an old work boot. So that's our Two Boots. We combined Italy and Louisiana, and like the two best cuisines in the world as far as we're concerned.
What you guys are doing is considerably different than what the craze of fast casual pizza, kind of this customized process, build your own Chipotle style concept. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know, it takes away from the experience, I think. And it can also be kind of disastrous when you give folks a big menu and free will to build their pizzas, you know? And there's something to be said about having professionals who tinker with the pizzas, who spend hours tasting it and around it,
right,
coming up with the optimal ingredients for it and the toppings. So I'm leery of it.
I love the idea of a group of people sitting around a big whole pizza. The idea of everybody getting their own little individual pizza, I think is a very different experience.
Yeah.
And to me, that's not what pizza is all about.
Consumers are getting introduced to pizza in a whole new way. For lunch, it's it's mostly been a dinner and a weekend type occasion. Now it's really interpreting into a lunch crowd. So it's a different feel to me. Do you feel like there's going to be an impact or a kind of a fallout from the consumer side?
Well, first of all, pizza's darn good anytime to me, like breakfast, midnight,
yes,
lunch, brunch, dinner.
I agree.
We've got a full roster of pies in front of us. Kind of walk us through what we're looking at. Just take it off.
This is the home pie.
Okay.
Every branch of Two Boots, as we said, has a home pie that reflects local culture and celebrates local luminaries. So when you start there, Sam.
Yes, so this one is medium heat level
Okay.
chicken from Hattie B's. It's actually a little bit above the medium level. They do a special batch for us. We have the house-made ricotta cheese on there,
Right.
and the Galbani mozzarella, and then we top it off when it comes out of the oven with fresh diced jalapeno.
Okay.
This is our vegan, V for
Okay.
vegan, and it's got a crisscross of sweet red pepper pesto and basil pesto. So that looks like it might be hot, but it's not. It's a mild
Okay.
pesto, and it gives a beautiful color. It's got onions and artichokes and shiitake mushrooms on it, and it's got diet cheese.
It's a good pizza.
Cornmeal crust, you kind of pointed that out. What was the reason for going that direction? with
Well,
corn?
the pizza places in New Haven, which we consider pizza mecca, use a little bit of cornmeal on the bottom of their pies, and it gives like a different kind of texture and like a nutty crunch to it.
Okay.
So we kind of took that to the next level, and we don't use white flour, we use cornmeal. So you can see it gives it that golden color, and it's
Right, yeah.
embedded into the bottom.
All right, so what are we looking at here?
So moving around, this is actually one of the original Two Boots pizzas.
Okay.
This is Larry Tate, named after a character on Bewitched. We always like to pick like the weird second bananas that we
He was
we
the boss.
pay tribute to. He was the boss.
For the ad agency.
He was Darren's boss.
Yes.
He never really
love
quite
it.
knew exactly what was going on.
Well, guys, I gotta try a piece, so we're gonna
Yeah. Dig in.
do one. I gotta go with hot chicken.
Go with the hot
you
chicken,
go.
yes.
So I like the crust. That's really, you're right. That kind of has that northeast feel. That's a good one. That's got some kick.
It does, doesn't it?
That's great. When we look at concepts for this show, we always look at guys who are doing multi-unit. Maybe they're going, to a national scale. What are your thoughts on taking a brand national like that?
I think it's very complicated, and Two Boots is not your typical brand. The pizza is, unique and really needs to be handled with, great care. The decor is not typical and needs to feel really handmade. So it's something that we are discussing in great depth, is how to grow the company, how to keep this going with the soul and integrity intact, because once you dilute that, you can never get it back.
Guys, I want to thank you so much for letting us
course.
stop in and experience Two Boots. This is really great quality pie. I mean, I feel like I'm almost back in New York.
We get a lot of folks that say that.
Yeah, it's just really
like being
got
back
that
home.
New York thin crust feel. Great ingredients, super taste. Good job.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for coming down.
in, yeah.
Thanks.